Okay, so we just did that, and we've got our list view, and we've got these up, and we've got our click listener in place. So what we're going to do now is, this is a clickable item in the list view, which doesn't really look that good. That's more like a header, isn't it? And we have a list of planets. So list view actually in Android supports something called a header view, which means we can actually put a singular header on top of the list, or a view on top of the list that will act as a header. So we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this here altogether. There's no need for that at all. We'll get rid of it out of the array, and we'll close the array down. So we'll go into our resources, and we'll go into our values. We'll go to strings, and we're going to add a new one, and we're going to call it planets header. Okay, and we're just going to say planets of the solar system. Okay, let's save that. So I've got our new string. So we need to create our actual header view. So we're going to go into our layout, we're going to create a new view, and we're going to call it planets header view, and we're just going to make it a list view layout. Okay, so we've got that now. So we're going to put in a large text view, and we'll modify this just a little bit. So I just made the gravity of the linear layout center, and I'm going to make it wrap content. Okay, so now we've got that done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change the text, so edit text. I'm going to do that. Now we're going to actually make the text a little bit bigger. So we'll say 20, actually a little bit smaller, say 25. Okay, and we'll make it I know what we'll do. Okay, I can't actually do that, peculiarly enough, but we'll make it bold, okay? So, if we go, actually, where is that now? Select other properties, all by name, and then we can go down to bold. I have a cup of tea here. So where's text style, I think it's called. Yep. Bold. Okay, so now we've got a nice bold header. Okay, so that's our header view. So in our main activity, we're going to set the header view on top. So I'm going to say list view. Actually, yeah. View dot set header. Is it add? Yeah, add header view. There we go. And now we need our view. Now, how do we add a header view? Is it? Okay, so we can't reference this by a layout, because if you think about it, the layout won't work, because it's, you know, we have to actually add a view itself. So we need to make a view. Okay, so we're going to say view header equals. Now, before we actually load the header itself, we have to make a few changes. We have to get in a new object. Okay, so we're going to call this the layout inflator. Okay, layout inflator. Layout inflator. So what the layout inflator actually is, just copy that. The layout inflator is a peculiar thing. It's not really, it's an object that it returns a view for a given layout. So essentially it takes a layout and makes it into a view object in your code. We've already come across this in fragments. So we're going to say inflator equals, and then this is a casted object. So we're going to cast a layout layer, and we're going to say this dot get system service is what we need, and it's going to be context dot layout inflator service. That's what we need. And that's our inflator object set up. So now we can actually inflate our view. Inflator dot inflate. So the resource is or dot layout, because we're calling a layout, and it's dot planet's header view, and the root is null. We don't have a root. So that's our view header, and then we're just going to set this to header. So that's our view object now, and add the header view. So if we run this, we should get a nice header up here, a nice big header, which should be unclickable. And because we removed it from the list view, or from the array, that data, it shouldn't appear there at all. And we've got an error. Hilarious. Cannot add header view to list, adapter's already been called, so we have to put it before that. Little things like that in Android are the things you always forget, aren't they? The little small things that catch you out all the time. Little things like that will catch you out everywhere. Or at least for stupid things it works. But there we go, planet to the solar system. So it's unclickable, but it's given an error when we click it. Now it's a null pointer and set exception, because the view, because down here, if we look, we have a view, and unfortunately this is still clickable, this header view, and it's given us a null pointer exception. List.getText.toString, and it can't find list text. The view path doesn't contain it, therefore it won't work. But if we click Saturn, it comes up as position 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's still being considered position 1 by the system. Now there is a way around this, and I'm going to show you now how to customize how this is filled. So this is just mapping text to text. We're actually going to make this move left, move right, move left, change the layout depending on the position, and you can actually do all kinds of cool things in this code. So